welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing a couple of meal prep recipes that are really easy to batch prep for the week. I am going on a camping trip, so I'm making these recipes to bring with me. My plan is just to prepare a few different meals so that when I get there we don't have to spend any time cooking. I'm going to be making some tofu sheet pan tacos. My boyfriend and I love tacos. We could eat them every day. So I'm gonna make some sheet pan tacos, some lentil and mushroom sloppy joes, and I'm also gonna make some cowboy caviar, which is really popular on TikTok right now. So that is another super easy recipe to throw together. You could eat it as a dip, or I might eat it like tacos, again, because we love tacos. Or you could eat it as a lettuce cup filling. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and let's just jump into this recipe. I have a lot of cooking to do. We're leaving tomorrow and I am not prepared, so let's just get started. So I have everything prepped here to make this really easy. First, I'm gonna be doubling this recipe to make a whole bunch. I'm gonna start out with 2 blocks of tofu. I like to buy Trader Joe's firm tofu lately, not extra firm, because this one's a little bit softer. It has a more silkier texture. So I'm just gonna crumble it up. I'm gonna add 1 chopped onion, 1 diced bell pepper, some tomato sauce, the whole can. For spices, when I make this, I just throw them in there. I will measure for today's video. Let's do a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Let's do 2 teaspoons. That seems like not that much. Some chili powder. I like to add in some hot sauce, but you don't have to. Just a few shakes. Some garlic powder. Let's do a teaspoon. That doesn't seem like that much. 2 teaspoons. And some cumin. I'm also gonna add a half of a container of mushrooms. I like to sneak mushrooms in my recipes because they are super healthy for you. And I'm just gonna mix this up really good. And lastly, I'm gonna add in 2 cans of drained black beans. Wow, this looks amazing. It's so good. Next, I'm just going to spread this out on 2 baking sheets. I love this recipe because it is such easy. First of all, it's so easy. You just mix it together and put it in the oven. And cleanup is really easy. I love baking things rather than cooking on the stovetop because I just think it's a lot easier. Here's our sheet pan tofu. I'm going to bake these in the oven for about 20 or 30 minutes, flipping halfway through. I will show you how they come out. So here's how the tofu sheet pan tacos turned out. I baked them for 40 minutes at 350, flipping halfway through, and my tofu was kind of wet, so if you press it beforehand, it will definitely take less cooking time. But yeah, here's how it turned out. Looks so good, and this is gonna be super easy to reheat for my tacos. For my next meal prep recipe, I'm gonna make lentil and mushroom sloppy joes in my Instant Pot. This is pretty similar to my lentil taco recipe I made a couple of videos back. We're either gonna make this for dinner, heat it up and put it on some burger buns, or I thought this would be a great filling to bring wraps on our hikes with us. My Instant Pot is heated up, so I'm gonna add 1 onion diced. I'm doubling this recipe, so I'm gonna make a huge amount, and whatever I don't eat, I'm just gonna put in the freezer. That is honestly my preferred way to cook. I prefer to batch cook because you just spend less time in the kitchen throughout the week. So yeah, I'm gonna make a huge amount. I'm gonna add in 2 bell peppers, splash in some veggie broth so it doesn't burn on the bottom. I'm gonna add in 8 ounces of diced mushrooms. I tried to dice these up really small so they would like be in small little pieces. Add those in, and I'm just gonna let these all cook down for a minute. Next, I'm adding in 5 cloves of garlic. Give that a stir. And next I'm gonna add in all of our spices. 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. Love Dijon mustard. About a tablespoon of chili powder. That is all I have left. Some liquid aminos. I use this in a lot of my recipes. It's like a soy sauce. It's like a soy sauce alternative with lower sodium. Some apple cider vinegar. 4 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Oh my god, what the hell is that? Is this the mother? Never had that happen to me before. 1 can of tomato sauce. This is no salt added tomato sauce. Plus 1 can of tomato paste. I love using tomato paste because it has such a more like concentrated flavor. I'm gonna add some of this chipotle powder for some spice. I absolutely love this stuff. I'm gonna do like 2 teaspoons. It's pretty spicy. So sloppy joes are like a mix of like sweet and sour and salty. So for sweetener, I'm gonna try using monk fruit sweetener instead of sugar. But dates would also be good. And if you're following especially a more nutritarian diet like I've been talking about, dates are the preferred sweetener, but I think monk fruit is a little easier. This is 1 pound of lentils that I rinsed off. And I'm gonna add 4 cups of veggie broth. And I'm using these green lentils from Trader Joe's. These cook a little bit faster, I find, than like brown lentils. It says the cook time on the back is 15 to 20 minutes, so normally for Instant Pot you want to do like half that. So I'm gonna cook these for about 8 minutes. But if you're using like another type of lentils, you might have to adjust the cook time. The last time I made these, I cooked them for 15 minutes using brown lentils. Pop on the lid. Set the valve to sealing, manual for 8 minutes. And I'll show you what they look like when they're done. And I'm gonna prepare for our next recipe. For my next recipe, I'm gonna make cowboy caviar. This is all over TikTok right now, I feel like. So I've been inspired. I actually made this like years ago, like probably 10 years ago, when I first went plant-based. I'm gonna kind of like combine a few different recipes that I've seen and like just use whatever I have on hand. So first I have 3 Roma tomatoes that I diced up, and I tried to pick really firm ones so they wouldn't get like mushy over time since I'm like meal prepping this. 1 red bell pepper and 1 orange bell pepper. A half of a red onion. This is 1 can of black beans and 1 can of chickpeas. I'm gonna start mixing since This is gonna be a lot of food. I don't want it to overflow. Next, I'm adding in 1 diced jalapeno that I picked from my garden. I have like 100 jalapenos at the moment and not anything to put them in. I should make pickled jalapenos. That's what I want to do. Next, I'm gonna add in some frozen corn, some frozen pineapple. I'm gonna chop this up. It's a little slippery. I'm trying to chop it up really small and add this to my bowl. On TikTok, Stas, I don't know if you guys know who Stas is, Stassi put some peach halves in her cowboy caviar. I thought that sounded so good, so I went out and bought some. But you don't have to do this. I feel like you could really customize this recipe. Add in my peach halves. And I also forgot to buy cilantro, but I love cilantro. I would definitely add that in there. Look how beautiful. Let's try our concoction. That's so good. For the dressing, I'm gonna make like a creamy almond butter dressing. So I have this raw almond butter. So delicious. This is from Trader Joe's. Pretty reasonably priced too, because raw almond butter can be really expensive. I'm gonna add just a couple tablespoons of raw almond butter, some white vinegar. I wanted to use red wine vinegar, but they didn't have any at Trader Joe's. They only had balsamic, which also would work, but I'm gonna add some chili powder. Maybe like a teaspoon, some smoked paprika. Mix up our special sauce. Add some more chili powder. Some chipotle powder. And some lime juice. Whisk that together again. Pour in our dressing. Let's mix this on up. This looks so good. This would be amazing in lettuce cups for like a lettuce wrap filling. I think that's what I might actually do. So I decided it needed some more green, so I'm gonna add in a green bell pepper and 1 more jalapeno because I think it adds a really nice kick. My fingers are gonna be burning after this. Add in 1 more jalapeno. Wow, it is so beautiful now. Let's taste it again. Oops, I forgot. I forgot to add in, I wanted to add in some cumin. This recipe is a work in progress. Clearly. Okay, and here's the finished recipe. I'm also gonna add in some avocado when I go to serve it, but I don't wanna put it in now because then it will get brown and mushy since I'm meal prepping this. So I'm gonna add in an avocado and I think that will make this complete. You can also add in vegan feta cheese. And that is it for today's video. Here's all the recipes I made. This is gonna make cooking a lot easier when I go camping this weekend. And I hope this inspired you for some meal prep, batch prep recipe ideas. Thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you like and subscribe before you go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!